Anti-tank missile operators from the 4th Brigade of the National Guard destroyed a Russian infantry fighting vehicle in the Lyman-Kupiansk direction using the Stugna P missile system. Ukrainian FPV drone collapses a house with Russian servicemen inside. A Ukrainian sniper is taking out Russian infantry. Night shots mode. The quickest way to end the war is to lose it, but that will not bring peace. It will bring Russian occupation, said NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg. He urged to give Ukraine more weapons. The paradox is that the more weapons for Ukraine we are able to deliver, the more likely it is that we can reach a peace solution, he added.
We all want this war to end. The quickest way to end the war is to lose it. But that will not bring peace. It will bring Russian occupation. Today, President Putin believes he can achieve his goals on the battlefield. And he believes that he can wait us out. That is why he continues to wage his brutal war. I do not believe that we can change Putin's mind. But I do believe that we can change his calculus. By giving Ukraine more weapons, we can make Putin realize he cannot get what he wants by force, and make it so costly that he will have to accept Ukraine as a sovereign democratic right to persist as a sovereign democratic nation. The paradox is that the more weapons for Ukraine we are able to deliver, the more likely it is that we can reach a peace.
Professor Timothy Snyder highlights the West's absurd red lines in Russia's invasion of Ukraine, which I believe is a direct result of Kremlin's successful active measures to brainwash the leaders of the West over decades.
Part of being an empire is controlling the discourse, and to a large degree the Russians have been able to control the strategic discourse, setting up for us new rules in war which have never existed before. Like, for example, that when you invade another country, the entire war should take place on the territory of the country you've invaded. No one has ever said that before because it's completely absurd, and yet somehow it's been accepted in the United States as normal that this war should be fought on Ukrainian territory. There is no precedence for that kind of idea. Another idea that the Russians have that we've accepted is that it's normal, for example, when you and I were in Kiev, for ballistic missiles to rain down on the city where we were trying to do normal business, but it's somehow not normal for ballistic missiles from Ukraine to go into Russia. Why is that? Why is it normal for one country and not for another? It has a great deal to do with imperial thinking, which we have accepted. There's something precious, special, etc. about Russia, and somehow it's okay for Ukrainians to be victims because they always have been victims. We need to investigate, I think, that understructure of thinking, which I believe has guided our policy in the wrong way. So as far as empires are concerned, I'll return to what I said at the end, trying to respond now to your question about a victory plan. I believe the Ukrainians are right about something that they're hard pressed to convince us of, and I think what I'm saying now is consistent with the history of empire. The Russians are going to negotiate peace when they believe they are losing. And so if anyone is serious about negotiation, that person should be trying to get the Russians into a position where they think they might be losing. The Ukrainians get that, but they're having a really hard time making us understand that pairing. So when they talk about a victory plan or a peace plan, what they mean is together the West and Ukraine do enough to get Russia to a point where it might negotiate sincerely. They're not there now.
Outstanding, thank you.
Revenues from frozen assets are already financing the production of Ukrainian weapons. 400 million euros from the first tranche of revenues from frozen Rosatom assets have been allocated to finance Ukrainian defense companies. The production of Ukrainian 2C-22 Bodon howitzers has already been paid for. U.S. Deputy Pentagon Press Secretary Sabrina Singh reconfirmed U.S.'s position on not allowing Ukraine to strike deep inside Russia at this point.
I want to point out, and what the Secretary has said, as someone that has, significant experience on the battlefield and understands how these things knit together, the Secretary, whenever he talks about this, we have been very clear. It's not a silver bullet. It's not one capability that's going to win the war or suddenly, unlock something for the Ukrainians. It's how all the weapons, all the systems knit together and how the Ukrainians employ those together on the battlefield. That is how they are going to be successful. So again, it's not one system that all of a sudden X happens and it's a delusion. They've been able to take back all their sovereign territory. It's not a silver bullet. It's how they all work together. And you're talking about U.S. systems, NATO systems, different European systems, and old Soviet systems all working together. And that is a challenge. And that is why, the Ukrainians continue to they're employing all these different types of capabilities on the battlefield and still being very successful at doing that. But it is not one system or capability that's going to be the silver bullet. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am. I wanted to ask about AUKUS Pillar 2 and kind of
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comment section. The membership link is in the description.
Every day. We had a guy last week, it's 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.